If you ever wanted to have an army of 47s, move objects out of your way, get some epic cinematic shots, or give yourself unlimited duckies to blow your targets into space, then today's guide should be of great interest to you. If you are entirely new to modding, I would recommend watching the first part too, as it teaches all the basics you need to know about installing mods using the simple mod framework and where to even find mods. If you're already familiar with all that, then let me introduce you to the Modding SDK. Installing this is easily done by going to releases, and I would always go with the latest released version and not the pre-release. What we want is the release.zip, so click on that. We're gonna open that zip file and copy everything in here. Then we find our Hitman 3 folder, then the retail folder, and paste it in. And that's it, fully installed. In case you got no idea where your Hitman is even located, Epic, Steam and the Xbox app all give you a way to look up your install location. A small hint for the Xbox version, the retail folder is somewhat hidden in the base game folder. Going back to the main page, you can also find additional instructions for Steam Deck and Linux. When you start your game now, you will see the SDK menu pop up, but wait until you're in the main menu before selecting anything. You can also at all times open and close this using either of these keys depending on your keyboard. With the Mods tab, you can now enable all the mods you want to use. There is a lot going on here, so my focus will be on the ones that have the most effect on gameplay. And I'm starting off with the FreeCam, a mod I already showcased a while ago. You can toggle the controls to be on your screen, and then you can fly around to wherever you want. You can also lock the camera at a new position and take control of 47 again, an excellent tool for creating cinematics. Now comes the mod that should be of most interest to many, and that is the debug mod. When you turn it on, you get all these functions, which I'm gonna go over in a second. What you can do now is click on objects and move them to wherever you want. If you click on Alt-Tab, you can rotate things, and if you use Alt-Tab again, you can stretch them. And yes, this also works on NPCs and of course 47 himself. So you can move them around, rotate them and stretch them, which leads to some interesting results. Sadly, the stretching doesn't actually work on 47. A small but handy feature, if you turn on these, you can see names of NPCs and their hitboxes. The player menu will give you numerous options. I think unlimited ammo and invincibility speak for themselves. You can also change your disguise or suit using this menu, or you can just steal a disguise from the nearest NPC. Then we have this button, which teleports all NPCs directly to your position, and things can escalate quickly. And this button right here teleports all items to you, which also generates floating guns and is in general a great way to crash the game on most maps. The item menu shows you every item located in the map, and if we click on them and scroll past all these numbers and words, we can also teleport them to us. With the asset menu, we can spawn any item in the game. So we select inventory, then set an amount between 1 and 100, and now we just type in what we want and click on it. This way you could for instance play around with sniper assassin ammo in normal missions. Underneath the item spawner is the NPC spawner, with two different kinds of NPCs. The ones with car at the beginning are all possible variants of 47 in a suit. Only thing is, they don't do anything, and if they get alerted in any way, the game crashes. You can also see NPCs with the location name at the beginning. Those are generic NPCs, 47 in all disguise variants, and all unique NPCs, including of course the main targets. And they don't crash the game when scared, but they are not exactly functional either. Also be warned, when you spawn an NPC and leave the mission, your game is also gonna crash. Lastly, we have the NPC menu, and it gives you an overview over every NPC in the map, and you can port them to you as well. And if you named your own spawned NPCs, they will show up in this list too. Just by the way, if you want to work with multiple tools at once, you can change their position and size and customize everything to your liking. Next up is the Waking NPCs mod. If you turn this on and then knock someone out, they'll wake up by themselves after 4 to 8 minutes, which makes for an interesting mechanic that also adds some realism to the game. If you turn on Clumsy and then press spacebar, you will see 47 falling on his face, but it doesn't work properly yet. For that, we need to also install a simple mod framework mod. We need to go back to the SDK download, and this time we'll select the source code zip. In here we go to mods, then Clumsy, and then copy the SMF folder. Then we go to our simple mod framework folder, go to mods and paste it in. Then open the mod manager and apply as usual. Now every time you press spacebar, whether you're running or climbing, 47 will fall to the ground and stand up again. Also a very handy feature is the skip intro mod. And as the name says, when you start the game, you get straight to this screen, saving a couple valuable seconds every time you play. Now lastly, if we want to uninstall the SDK again, we simply need to remove all files we copied into the retail folder, in addition to this file called mods. In the past, the SDK was broken by game updates which made the game unable to launch. This has not been an issue the last couple updates, but if it happens again, uninstall the SDK and wait for a new version. And this should cover everything you need to know about the ultimate Hitman 3 mod. If there are more questions you have, ask in the comments or you can join my Discord server. That's it from me, see you next time.